Hello, lovelies. I can't.
Hi.
There you are.
Hello.
Usha, that top is so beautiful.
Which one?
Your top is so beautiful. Tell me about it. Is that lace?
Yeah, it is lace but lined, I guess.
Gorgeous.
Thank
And
you.
the ribbon trim on the collar.
Yeah, it's custom stitched.
Yeah. Wow, the detail and colors. Do I see like a color gradient? Does it get turned to pink down a little bit?
Yeah.
Wow.
And these are like cloth buttons, but when I press it with my hot steam press, they are really got pressed.
They melted. Whoop.
Yep.
And Megan still hasn't forgiven me when I hot steam press her chorus dress right before. And it had like the iron streak going down it. And she
No. Ah.
so mad. And there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
What did she do?
I have several of those oops with my sons too, you know.
Because you know that cheap, right? That cheap material, it can't be ironed. Yeah. There was nothing I could do, Cheryl. She had to wear it. It was minutes before.
Oh, I hope she was in back.
Well, you know, it's a stage. They're far away, but it didn't make her any less angry at me.
Of course not.
Not just that, like I heard a horrible story from my son, like when he was in college, he was telling to some of my cousins about an episode in high school when he prepared all night a cheat sheet for his test he's going to take, and then he went to shower, you know, to take shower. I went into his room, clean his room.
Oh no.
You threw it out?
I threw everything. He didn't tell me back then, but then afterwards, like, you know, he expressed it that like she comes into my room and mess up my stuff.
Mess up my system.
Because I used to do that for my older one who is not like, you know, taking care of his room at all. So I go clean it there and I come here. Everything is clean, only a couple of papers here or so, just maybe I clean the whole thing. So those are the stories they never forget and they never forgive on that aspect.
No.
You know, and my kids learn to take their stuff to their room or I would throw it out. And if they set something down, they're like, do not throw this out. Megan sticks them to the fridge if she really doesn't want to lose them. But, you know, she has those Invisalign braces right now. And so they're always on the counter. She's always like, it's like reminds me like of someone who's looking for their teeth. And she's always like, where are my teeth? Where are my teeth?
I can't tell you the times that we went through the garbage looking for Dina's. She had this device that she had a hook on in the roof of her mouth because her mouth was too narrow, a Jane bar. And she would sit down to eat, put it in a napkin, and then we'd clear the table. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. And they're translucent, so you don't even see them. Yeah, so that's funny. I guess some things never change.
Well, my mother got rid of one of my favorite dolls.
Oh.
Yeah. And did I ever tell you people about my piano lessons?
Yes, you did. That's a horrible story, Cheryl.
See, I'm how old and I still remember that.
Yeah, we remember our childhood traumas for sure. All right. Your hair looks beautiful, Kim. You got it curled?
Oh, I just brushed it.
That's all you have to do to get. That's nice.
Yeah, very pretty.
Thank you.
What have you been working on, Kim?
I did put the tuxedo stripe on those pants.
Did you?
So,
I like that.
yeah,
I like it.
and that's it. That's a the
Huh?
highlight.
Can you like hold it up like long ways? Will that mess it up? Like, do you have them pressed or anything? It will mess
No, I haven't pressed them yet. So I basically just put, it was really kind of difficult too.
Cute.
What
But
did you do with the
You
waistband?
actually cut the fabric though, right?
No, I put it to the pocket.
Ah, okay. I was
Ah.
trying to figure out if you weren't making the waist bigger, how were you making the side bigger?
Yeah, I didn't need the waist. The waist worked. It was the knees area that was small. And I was like, okay, I needed to get this bigger.
So did it give you enough leeway?
Yeah,
Just that little stripe, huh?
yep.
You just needed a
So-
smidgen.
Yeah, and I just I have a jacket that works with it, and so I'm good now.
Yay.
Cool.
So any tips for anybody else who's thinking about splitting their pants up the side?
It's not easy. It was not easy to sew in that little section.
Yeah. Would it have been easier if you took it apart at the pocket so you could just lay it flat or?
Oh yeah, but I didn't take it apart at the bottom either.
Oh.
So
You wanted to do it as hard as you could.
yeah, I made it hard for myself as possible. So
Mm.
That was,
I was laughing hard at that one.
that's a good challenge. So Kim gets the prize for the hardest sew of the week.
I gotta get to all the.
so,
You go ahead, Kim.
but other than that, I still haven't worked on this mixed media. It's still sitting there. I did put made a bobbin, put the bobbin thread in. I was like, oh, okay, I'll get the bobbin ready. And that's it.
Speaking of bobbins, Cheryl might know this, but somebody else might. When y'all are talking about that bobbin work, like for this mixed media, could I put like embroidery floss in the bobbin and sew with that? Would that work? Or would that be just too much?
Can we talk about that?
And
you
what you do, Andrea, is, what do you want? Do you want to do fancy stitches with the thick thread?
Yeah, like so it looks like I hand sewed them, but I would.
Well, you do it upside, you put your fabric upside down. If you want to follow a certain design, you sew it regular with thread on top, on the, top side of the fabric. And then you flip it over, you fill your bobbin with the embroidery, the thicker thread, and you, it depends on your machine. You might have to loosen the tension a little bit. On my bobbin that just goes in instead of this way, it falls in. I don't have to loosen it on my Janome. It works just great. But you would have to try it. So you would follow the design that your thread gives. And then when you're done and you flip it to the right side, it's all done in your thicker thread.
Cool.
Were you thinking of taking skeins of hand embroidery thread and trying to do this?
Yeah, maybe separate it, so it's not six.
No.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you
I
can't
would-
do that.
I would not attempt that. No.
That thread doesn't have the right finish on the outside, and it doesn't have the strength that you need. It might shred on your bobbin where it goes
Yeah.
on that little loop. You
Mm.
want just some kind of heavy, there's a lot of heavy fabric threads that are wound on a spool, but they're
Yeah.
like really too heavy for most home sewing machines.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the kinds of threads you're looking for.
Yeah.
So
There's a cording.
Things.
Yeah, there's a carding that you can buy, I think at Joann's it's on a spool. And I've done that in my bobbin. It's it's heavier than like buttonhole thread.
Yeah.
And that has worked on the bobbin, wound on the bobbin, but I wouldn't go up, I wouldn't do anything that isn't already wound on a spool. Because you could, and sometimes you can use thicker threads on your sergers. They have some, thicker, for the decorative aspects of serger. So there's a lot. Does anybody remember which way the sizing goes? Like a 40 is bigger than a 80, or is it reversed? I never get that right, but
I never
I
do either.
think
I
on
always
thread,
look.
when it tells you like text, TEX at the end,
Mhm.
that system, the bigger the number, the thicker the thread.
okay.
I know on that one, because like finer threads are lower numbers,
Mhm.
but there's more than one thread
Grading
measuring
system.
thing.
Oh, geez.
Different companies had different things, so
Uh-huh. Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
for me, I always have to like hold up two and then decide, yes, this kind, it is a smaller number, a smaller thread.
Yeah.
And now another thing, DMC sells their floss on a spool now. I still don't think that would even work because, like Doris said, the finish is different, and it would probably get caught in the bobbin where it comes out, like she said.
Okay, so Baby Lock has that fancy machine. It starts with an S, right? That creates those hand stitches. Is that worth it?
Oh, that's the Sashi
Yeah.
something. Yeah, that is it's like not a real sewing machine. It's basically set up to do that decorative stitching.
Do you
Yeah.
all know anyone that has one?
No,
I know someone who has a Sashiko, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Sashiko. Yep.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
And she just uses it for very minimal kinds of things because it really just does that like one stitch.
Yeah.
That's all it does. Yeah.
That's all it does. And if you're just doing that one stitch, unless you're making like tons of garments, Sashiko is pretty easy. You're just like, it's just
Yeah.
straight. There's
Mhm.
no like rules about it being special or straight or square or anything like that.
Right.
So
It's true.
it's an outrageous amount of money to spend for a machine that does one thing.
Mm, yeah.
Okay, let's go back to Kim. We took a long detour. We can't hear you,
I'm
Kim.
not doing anything else. I did notice, I know a lot of you guys have Janome. And did you guys know that there's tutorials every week
Mhm.
for Janome machines?
No.
Where?
Yeah, but
Janome has them at 3:00.
Oh, wow. You
I
are
got-
a wealth of information, Kim.
Well, so Daily sent me an email. I don't even have a Janome machine, so
I do. I do.
and
The
they
only one I
think they
have is my little Platinum, my little 11-pound portable.
oh, and the other thing I wanted to let you guys know about, does anybody have Zulily.com?
Why does that sound so familiar? What is
Yeah.
Zulily?
Well, you can get clothes, you can get everything.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Zulily.
Yeah.
Okay. Today they were offering tie-dye kits.
Oh,
So you could buy all kind of
wow.
tie-dye kits.
Mm,
So that's something else you guys can look for because I don't tie-dye.
thank you.
Hey, I ordered my ice kit from Cynthia. Is that her name? I think
Uh,
that's her name. Whoever referred us to the
Yeah.
who taught the ASG course. So I ordered the ice kit and she already shipped it. So I'll have everything we need for a demo. I'll do I think I have to soak it beforehand. So I'll get that
Yeah.
all done. But
You
then
talking about ice dyeing?
we are, yeah, it's next Thursday morning. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I'm going to read the instructions and everything, and I'm communicating with her by email too. But
Mm,
I thought it would be fun to just do it live. I might have to do it in the kitchen or on the porch though, because
yeah.
I think that's the one that you have to soak in soda ash.
Yeah, so
nice.
soak it in advance. So it's
Yeah.
all prepped up. The other option would be for me to like set up the time lapse on it and then I could just screen share the process back, which would be more fun.
Okay, what's the option again? To do
Yeah.
a screen share or what?
Like I could do it earlier in the week and just record it all and screen share, or aside from soaking the material, we could do everything live together from her kit.
Oh, I wonder if I could get a kit in time.
She shipped really fast. I got
Okay.
blue. Let me tell you the. Oops, sorry, Cheryl. Let me tell you the name of the one I got. I couldn't choose, so I literally just closed my eyes and picked one. And then she wrote me and said, I just want to make sure you understand that yours is all one color dye. And I was like, oh, in my mind, I was thinking, oh, that's not going to be any fun. Nobody's going to like that. But then she explained that actually it looks like it's one color, right? But there are multiple colors in colors. So the ice dyeing process makes mine look like flowers. How perfect is that, Kim?
Yeah.
Everything I do is flowers. Let me tell you the name of it, Cheryl, in case you want to look at it, in case you're trying to decide on your kit too. Paradiso Designs is her name.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got Blooming Nights.
Blooming Nights.
Yeah.
Forget the one I liked. What were the different names?
Oh, there's tons of them.
Oh, okay. All
And
right.
none of them are ugly. That's why I just absolutely couldn't choose.
No, they aren't. They're really nice.
Yeah. But I think you could get it in time, Cheryl.
Okay, I'll try.
I ordered yesterday and it's arriving tomorrow. Monday, maybe at the latest.
Okay, and if I get it and it's a nice day, I'll dye along with you.
Yeah, yeah. So would you like to see the kit, fresh out of the box, or would you just like to see the process faster? What would be more fun?
What do you want to do? What do you want to show us?
But what is the easiest for you to do?
It's going to be warm enough here. The ice is going to melt. Let me check the temperature next Thursday. That would be the only consideration. Like if we had a cold snap and the ice wouldn't melt, it's supposed, the low is going to be 54 that morning.
Ah,
Oddly enough, it's June. It's going to get to 81 in the afternoon though. And it's supposed to be sunny, but we'll be meeting in the morning.
I don't care. I will simply do it. I'll do it at the same time you're doing it if you want to. And
Oh,
then
you got all the supplies?
I've got soda ash already. I've got all the dyes.
yeah.
So
I
it's
like
not.
that, Doreen, because we could even screen share so everybody could watch together. Would you do it in your kitchen or something? Uh-oh, Dara, you okay?
My laptop over.
Okay, I was like, uh-oh. Oh, we don't even have your
ice dye
emergency.
melt in
We
the
don't even have
yard.
your emergency contact number, Dara. We have no way to get you help. She's somewhere in North Carolina. That would not be useful. Okay, so Doreen would do it with me. Maybe you could too, Cheryl, if yours arrives, but
Yeah.
do you have a laptop? So you can
Yeah.
can you move your computer, Doreen, or?
I will. Oh, that's okay. I got to rethink this whole thing because I got to rethink it because I forget we got to do it on with everybody. I have to rethink it.
You just wouldn't want to make a mess in your sewing room.
Maybe you guys can use a big tub kind of thing inside, or those chemicals are not good to inhale indoors. I don't know. I'm just asking.
They didn't say that, but they definitely said you need gloves.
Well, I mean, I could do it downstairs in my basement. That's where I would do it.
Do you have a laptop that you can bring down there? or an iPad?
I
Why
think
don't you just videotape you guys doing it and then you can show us?
that
what you
might be,
did.
I'm
That
thinking
might be easier.
that might, now that we're thinking this through, that might be the ticket. You might want to just do
Take
it.
a while. Like once you put the fabric and the
Well,
ice and the
once you put it, I mean, there is a process of, I mean, she can do the processes, but then the last step would be to have everything on, that, all the dye on, and then it has to be left. It's got to be left for a long
Right,
time.
the ice.
24
Yeah.
hours it has to.
Oh, it's got to be,
Yeah.
yeah, you got to let it, yeah, so that really is a kind of the end of one part of it. That's where it ends.
Yeah,
Show the last part of it.
yeah,
where
you
it
have,
comes-
yeah.
It's the
So
last,
what I guess I was thinking the only benefit of doing it together, like I know it won't be done on our call, but you could see the process
Yeah.
of it
yeah.
as I was doing it and offer your inputs about where to put the colors and what to add and such. And then on Friday, you could see how it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
So I could go either way because I think I would be okay doing it in the kitchen, although I would be devastated if I ruined the granite.
Oh, but you would have something covering everything around you.
I could, yeah. And
have
then
to
I would
have
have
it covered.
access to the water in case, like, I splash some of that.
You have to have access to everything, and you got to have everything covered, because if you're going to do something. There's a,
Well,
I
and
mean,
then you have to let it sit. Can you leave your kitchen? Like, can you let it sit for a long time? Aren't you going to have to cook?
have
I can,
Oh,
I keep
I
away from it.
It's on top of a cookie drying sheet.
right.
Like,
Right.
yeah, it's just a bucket.
So what you can do, which I did myself, is I carried it. As long as you can carry it to another place, as long as you have something underneath you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Okay, so no preference then, no clear preference if it's time lapse
As we thought this through, it's got to be the easiest for you to do.
ahead.
Well, Andrea, I don't know about you, but anytime you try and do something the first time live, everything usually goes wrong for me.
Yes, it
So-
does.
Fine.
It's gotta be, yeah, you gotta kind of, practice.
But
So I
then-
don't know what your
but-
tolerance for that is, but I know I would want to do a kind of a dry run or a wet
Yes.
run, I guess, in this case.
Like, I get excited thinking about things going wrong. That's great.
Well, then you're probably good to go.
And
And
if you do it together, you can kind of ask questions and get some feedback. Plus, Joreen has already done it. So she could be very helpful.
I have done it. Yeah, the soda ash thing you gotta do beforehand, and you just say it.
Exactly.
This has been soaked in soda. I can, yeah. I mean, I can even talk with you a little bit beforehand, just so you know what to say to people in the very beginning.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I should have the kit Monday and I will definitely see you all Tuesday. So I can at least show you what it looked like when it arrived and what was in it. And then if I need to, I can do everything Wednesday and record.
And I can just tell you at the time of a couple of things that you need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Fun. So I'm excited.
That is I have found for myself that dyeing that way, the ice dyeing, was the prettiest results than anything else that I did dyeing. It was just, I think everybody in our ASG group, when we tried it, I did it the first time, there wasn't anybody that didn't have a really pretty result.
Really?
Even when you use one color, a friend of mine used to ice dye and she sold her fabric. She sold all kind of stuff. She had a store, and the pieces of fabric that she ice dyed that were one color were absolutely beautiful because they
They're
were
so
different
beautiful.
shades. Yeah.
Just pretty.
Exciting. Okay.
Yeah. It is. That one is fun.
Maybe I'll put some in my hair because my purple didn't come out right.
I know. I want to be able to see the purple, Cheryl.
Oh,
Good
it looks
idea,
like
Cheryl.
gray.
Except we'd have to soak your head in soda ash for
Our Coke.
And And then it's some ice after that. So I'm not sure I'd sign up for that.
No, thanks.
Oh, that's funny.
Silly. Okay. Anything else fun, Kim?
Nope, that's it. I think I'm done.
I tell you something fun, Andrea. On Tuesday, when you are, doing the YouTube channel demo,
Uh-huh.
I made my son to sit with me to watch the demo.
Oh no, poor Kim.
Yeah.
Why did you do that to him?
What
I
is
don't
your,
know, it was lunchtime and we both were sitting and then I suddenly remembered, hey, change the channel, and then we put it. So he's watching, he didn't complain, and then we were like almost there, and you went onto the zipper and you pulled up the zipper. And we were like, okay. And then you went back and you pulled it again. He was like looking at me like, what are you guys doing here? I said like, we were testing this procedure.
Oh,
That was fun. I had a good time there.
Good.
he was just confused.
that just
He was
got-
confused. He was confused in the way, like, I was like, I want to make this bag. And then I told you guys, like, I cannot start another project, right? So I have to wait. Then he was like, okay, you can experiment your own experiment. Because like, the zipper pull thing, that was the thing. He was,
Oh.
I thought like, at the end he might ask me like, can you make that bag for me? But he didn't ask yet.
Not yet. So we're doing another zipper. I have it here with me today.
So that's the,
What's that fabric? I made
Isn't
a,
that
I made a rooster apron out of it.
Oh, that's so
Roosters.
cool.
This one, Usha, though, this is the market
I
tote.
like that.
yeah.
Put a zipper in.
Yeah, that's what I
Ooh.
wanted. Okay, I'll wait. I have a halfway done, maybe that's what you guys are telling me, right? You and Marissa, everything happens for a reason.
So
My
this zipper technique that I'm calling framing the zipper, like it has probably 2, 4, 6, 8 pieces to the whole zipper assembly.
Oh, wow.
I have everything cut and stabilized it months ago. Definitely months ago.
I don't know how you wait. I have to finish.
I want to do the fully enclosed zipper on that one because I already experimented 5 or 6 bags and I did not get the proper zipper mechanism on that to completely seal it. So this one, I don't want to hurry up myself and then just at the end, oh, I wanted to finish the bag. That's how the rest of the bags were done. Oh, I want to finish the bag and then just finished it and I never satisfied and I don't want to use that.
Mm.
So this one, that's why it's lying around for me until it clicks. But and 2 weeks ago, you said you are working on it. Then it's completely off my brain now because you put your brain already there. I'm just going to steal your brain and use it and get happy.
Mm,
Usha's stealing my brain. We have it on recording.
like that.
Okay, so you're getting your fill of zippers. How about you, Miss Suzette? What are you working on?
I haven't done any sewing, but I've taken my whole 100 pocket bag.
I was just thinking about that. I'm like, that's because we killed you with the
Uh-huh.
100 pocket tote.
I'm
So
taking
can I
it apart.
Can I ask you, do you make tiny little pencil pockets too and count those?
Mhm.
Yep, you
Yeah.
can if you want.
Oh,
I'm taking mine apart because I'm making it a little bit smaller because this was one panel.
Why? Don't you
Oh,
need that size?
I can take it down a couple inches.
I love that fabric though, Suzette. It's so
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna redo it. I'm just cutting everything down a little bit.
Hmm.
wow. That takes tons
But
of
I love to unpick stuff. It's so weird. It's relaxing.
Did you
Really?
Use
hear
some of my
that?
stuff.
Then I'll send 2 more bags to you, Suzette, because I don't want to unpick and I'm living with them.
I don't like that either.
Well, I mean, that's not my favorite, but when my head's not really into concentrating on making something, you just sit there and
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
I think I told Cheryl, but my daughter's hair is falling out from
Yeah.
COVID,
no way, really?
like by the handful. Like,
No way.
yeah.
What's
And
causing?
I never heard of it until she told me her hair was falling out. So I started reading on it. It is a COVID thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because what
Oh.
was funny with my daughter, Suzette, was that just on one side, the other side is fine.
But hers is all up here. Like
Oh,
she can pull this back. It's real
yeah.
thin,
Oh,
cover everything else up. But I mean, every time she takes a shower, it's like,
darn.
Wow, that's a
Do
lot.
they think it's like an autoimmune thing now with her?
no, it's something that your body goes through when you've had a serious illness or a stressful hospital
Yeah.
stay, because it's focusing on your breathing and, your important things, and hair is not your important thing. But
But why it is coming back like after a month or 2 months?
it says it can start 3 to 4 months later is what I'm reading.
Darn.
But I had my mom at the dermatologist yesterday, and she asked him about it, and he gave the name of a vitamin that she can take 4 times a
Oh.
day.
Really?
It's
Oh,
I'll have to go check. I forgot the name of it, but it's like $88 for a month's supply, but you take 4 a day.
mhm.
It's supposed to, I mean, he knew right off the bat what was going on, so
Mm.
he
I
knows about it
appreciate
happening,
that.
so. She's so upset, and I don't blame her, but you guys have seen Usha's hair, how long it is and thick. That's what her hair is.
Wow.
So every time she takes a shower, it's like this much, or the drain is full, or if she's brushing it, the whole sink is full. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, I feel bad for her because that, like, our hair is part of our identity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll get
My
it all
daughter's
back.
hair, my
It
daughter's
should
hair,
come back, yeah.
Okay.
What, Cheryl?
my daughter's hair comes down to here, and this side where it fell out and started growing in again is just to here, to her shoulder. So
But is it all filled in already?
sparsely, very
Okay.
sparse. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
it's-
Suzette, like, tell Christina, like, the hair will come back again, or even if it is not, then it's still, if she is stressing a lot on that topic, she will be stressed more in the day whenever she sees the hair, so you might need to, talk in a different way about, like, she being with us and recovered from the COVID and all that, the positive side of it.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been doing. But
Yeah.
I don't act like I'm worried about it in front of her, but I've been worried. So I'm just like
Mhm.
taking this bag.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
It keeps my mind off of it, but I'm not really ready to focus on making
Yeah.
a new pattern yet.
Yeah.
Darn, I'm so sorry she has to go through that, especially for a young woman, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but they doctor said it'll grow back. So
Is
That's
she
good.
the kind of person that would feel comfortable? They have cool wigs.
I
She could
know
have like another identity for a little while.
she'd wear it.
Would you consider a weave?
Well, I don't know what
Yeah.
she has. Don't you have to hook that onto hair?
Yeah.
They could hook it on to some whatever the hair, the shorter hair, and weave it
yeah.
in.
She has new hair growth about this
Yeah,
long in some
They could hook it
areas.
on there. They could hook it. Believe me, I see it all. So yeah, they could hook it on.
Yeah,
Mm,
she would do that. Definitely she would.
that's a
Darn.
great idea.
Yeah.
You could just get a short haircut and let it all grow out together.
Well, if it gets much worse, she probably will.
Yeah.
But the most thing she's worried about, she's in a wedding in August for her friend, and her hair's gonna be gone.
She's gonna have to get a wig. You should look at them online. They have a ton of fun.
Oh yeah, my friend's daughter went through breast cancer, so a bunch of us went wig shopping and trying them on a couple years ago. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
they've come a long way with
Big
the
time.
wigs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's so hot to have to
Yeah.
wear one.
Mhm.
She'll
My
be all right. I
grandmother
just-
always wore a wig. That was like her beauty secret. She just wake up and put on her hair.
And, well, she's gonna have.
Yeah. But she'll be all right. She'll be all right. It'll grow back.
It will. And thank goodness she's still here.
Yeah.
The dermatologist told her there's a vitamin that you can take, so when she gets it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find the name and put it in the chat for you, Cheryl.
Okay, thank you.
So you're not sewing, you're unpicking.
Yeah. And then I'll show you my new bag when I get it done.
Good.
Okay, that'll be fun for everybody. All right. How about you, Dara? I know you sewed.
Not much. I had a couple of things to do this week, so the only thing I've done since I guess Tuesday was I started this dress. It's a butterick,
Mm.
and it was 2 pieces, and I didn't like that because the little like casing for the elastic, you just make a really wide seam and then you put the elastic in the seam allowance and you sew it shut. And I've done that before, and it's uncomfortable and lumpy, and I knew I didn't want that. So I just taped my pieces together where the seam allowance would be,
Mhm.
and I made it all in one piece, but I'm not done yet. I just got, this is all I got so far. I just put my face
Fabric.
on. Yeah. And
Pretty fabric.
I did such a good job. These are my pockets. I matched the,
Wow.
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 That's
already so
wonderful.
busy. I put patch pockets on the front and I just matched them. That took me like half an hour, like so much sewing time, lining them up and deciding, because they have to be even.
Yeah.
Like it would have been easy. After I got it all done, I thought I should just use a piece of tracing paper and like traced, and then I could have done this, but didn't think of that till after I was done.
Hmm.
And then I went to Walmart a little bit.
Oh.
Got a few knits.
Ah.
Hang on. I went to Walmart because remember my lightweight denim jacket I made maybe I made this last summer or in the fall. I've been wearing this everywhere. And then we picked up pizza for the kids, and I held the pizza on my lap and managed to get grease stains across the entire front and
Oh.
on the elbows somehow, and then didn't notice until I washed it and dried it.
Oh no.
So they're lighter than they were, but it's still not okay. So I went to Walmart to buy the fabric, but they didn't have it. And then on yesterday, I went to an estate sale. A friend who was in my sewing guild is like downsizing and moving to kind of an assisted living kind of thing.
Mhm.
She had the exact fabric. I got enough for $2.
Oh.
That
Ah,
only cost
wow.
me like $14 at Walmart. So I was happy about that.
That's great.
Wow. Did you buy anything else from her?
She had like downsized her sewing stuff about 3-4 years ago, and I bought a bunch of stuff from her then. And then this was like the dregs. It was like one of those estate sales with the people waiting outside, and like everybody runs, and the house was all torn up with boxes and piles of crap. It was overwhelming. I picked through a couple of her sewing boxes. It's really sad to go through the remains of somebody's like lifetime of sewing. She gave away lots of good stuff. She has 4 daughters, so a lot of stuff went to her girls, but it was just kind of really sad. I picked through the boxes a little bit, and there was a big bag of zippers that I wanted, and the lady ahead of me got those. So all I got was this fabric, and I came home.
Wow, this has been such a weird conversation. Is it a full moon? No. Oh,
We had that crazy eclipse. yesterday or the day before that.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. The crazy eclipse.
You're making me think of this that we had at our at the ASG near me. They had an estate, a thing for an estate sale basically, because a man, the husband had a wife that had died and she was with ASG, but she didn't say much about the fabric. He had no idea how much she had. He just saw that she had a lot, but didn't know how much. So he said, could you sell this or do something with this? So they put on a big sale. And I had talked to one of the women that were volunteered at the sale. She said they were absolutely exhausted at the end of it because he didn't tell them how much they had. He kept coming with truckloads.
Mhm.
Wow.
Oh, this came from the cabin, or this came from this. And I'm like going, oh my Lord.
Wow.
Wow.
It's
We have,
like,
we have a
it's-
woman in our ASG who's like kind of in charge of that, because we get it a lot here where people
Oh.
donate their fabric. And then since we have so many universities and like costume shops, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
she then like finds people to donate the stuff too in the schools. But then every once in a while we get stuff that we use for, they call it the Sewing Acts of Kindness, where we make stuff for hospitals or whatever.
Yep.
And this poor woman volunteered for this a few years ago, and she winds up with her garage filled, like boxes and boxes and boxes. My husband wants the garage back, and you feel bad for her, but she volunteered for it. It's
Wow.
like now you need to like stick this on somebody else. It's your turn to like dump this, but not me. I'm not taking that one.
but now it became a business, Dora. People are advertising like, can you loan your garage so we can say,
Yeah.
and then driveway and garage are the hard stuff around here. People are you want to make some money, 4,000 per month or whatever it is. And
Renting your garage?
for
You can do that
storing their stuff.
Wow. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, me neither, until I get all these, multiple pamphlets coming in, like, are you interested? I was like, okay, so that is also turning into a business these days. That's what I'm just trying to say.
Yeah.
When I just opened this Walmart fabric and it's a jip, it's like 1 yard of one kind, and then wrapped up inside is this
Oh,
Just a-
Sleazy.
paper thin junk knit that I don't want.
so you didn't have any clue that was inside.
No, it was all totally wrapped up inside there.
Oh, cool.
Like a
That
surprise
was
package.
Aw,
Oh, that's
in
nice.
a yard.
look
But
at
you don't have more than a yard. That's not
beautiful
much.
granddaughter. She's so pretty. Oh, and
Oh, hi, honey.
she looks just like her mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, I'm not.
Oh,
Oh.
and he looks like you, Suzette.
Oh, how
You're
cute.
going on vacation? Is that what he said? You're going. Wow. You're gonna see some dinosaurs. Yeah.
I've never been there. It's like my first time in my life.
Are you going with them, Suzette?
Oh, no.
You not going?
No, they can take Kim with them. I would rather poke my eyeballs out than go to Disney in the summer.
Okay. Anything else weird in there, Dara? That color sure is pretty.
Just that one dud. I'm really annoyed about that. That's like, there should be something on the label to tell me it's not 2 continuous yards. They were all $2 for 2 yards. So they were really cheap fabric, but that's just wrong.
Yeah. All right. Are you wearing one of your makes, Casey? That's a pretty top too. Is it a dress?
There you go. This is actually a skirt that was my mom's. It was a piece of it. I think it's rayon, and it was just a real representative fabric of the things she loved, and it had an elastic waist. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, cute.
So I remade it into a top because I would never wear it as a skirt. It wasn't the right length or other things. So I made it into a top.
That's really darling.
That's cute.
Yeah,
How clever.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Really.
that was when we were on the road. It was one of the little projects I packed in my one tote of projects I allowed myself to take with us. So.
And you didn't sew it by hand though.
Oh, no. When we were packing for the trip, I informed my husband that I was taking a sewing machine. Not my usual Janome, not my big electronic one, but my other more mechanical one. It fit right behind my seat in the truck. And so I took that and this one bag of material or whatever for a project, tote bag for projects. And that was, and then I had another tote that was fairly shallow, but that had the art supplies and then the sewing supplies in that. So it was my keep sane on the road package.
That's fine, Casey. Were you staying in hotels and stuff and you would sew in
No,
hotels?
remember this is when we were traveling from Connecticut to Arizona. We were in an 19-foot fifth wheel.
Ah,
So yeah, it was kind of tight quarters, but I would haul my machine into the camper and sew and then haul it back out to the truck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you're almost at the end of this adventure.
Yes. Yeah. We were up there this morning working on, Dave was finishing up one of the tiling some of the floor, and I was going along behind him, cleaning it and putting the protective paper down. It's like a thin cardboard. Putting that down as he was working so that anybody who comes in after him doesn't trash out our newly laid floor and things like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but
About
I-
how much time's left? Do you still think a month?
well, we were just having a conversation with him. We ran into a little problem. The downhill neighbor wall it got bowed out a little bit, and the guys pulled it back in. So it's upright and functional again, but they're a little concerned about it. It doesn't look as it did perfectly when they built it 2 years ago. So we're kind of on hold until we find out if his wife, who now lives in San Diego for the next 3 years while she's with her son, who's 16 years old and going to college. So yeah, it's been an interesting kind of thing, but we're trying
is
to
the
find out.
wall problem because of your construction, or it might impact your construction?
Well, it's kind of, it had a problem because of our construction. However, they put this wall right on the line of our property, and without having any conversation with us. I mean, it would have been one thing if they, contacted us, which is what they were supposed to do. If you're doing anything within 10 feet, you're supposed to notify the HOA and have a conversation with your neighbors, which didn't happen because they said, oh, it's a vacant lot. No, somebody actually owns that vacant lot. But anyhow, we're going to be neighbors, so I'm trying to stay positive. But it does put us back in terms of getting our driveway done. Now they're thinking, well, maybe because we should be able to get a CO for the house if we don't do the driveway now, because if we do the driveway, then there'll be a wall and then we have to put the railing on it. So if you're anywhere, along the line of doing that, then we'd have to do some more safety measures. But with it just right now, it's just kind of a hill down to where this thing is. We wouldn't have to put a railing up because it's shallow enough of a drop off. So we may end up getting our CO and then doing the driveway afterwards. We'll see how it all works out. So right now that put us a week behind in that department, but everything else seems to be rolling along pretty well. And we're hoping mid-July to be done with all the interior stuff that we have to have done. So
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Right on time for the sewing room tour.
Yes. Yeah, we'll see how much I get unpacked in the 2 weeks after we move in. So
Did you do any sewing, Casey?
I'm sewing as we speak, and this is just like I said, this is about the only time I get to sew is when I'm online with you guys. So I was like, I'm going today. I'm leaving early and I'm going down to sew. So I'm
Good.
working on a pair of shorts. They're kind of,
Oh, darling.
and they have that side entrance for the pocket. And thinking about disappointments, I cut the pattern piece out for the pocket, for the back pocket. And then I realized, wait a minute, that looks kind of small. And then realized my cell phone is not going to fit in. And that's where I usually pop my cell phone as I get out of the car. I put it in my back pocket. And so I think I need to make some new back pockets so that it'll fit.
Yeah.
Maybe you can attach this small pocket to that big pocket, so you will have 2 pockets.
You could go on the inside of it. Like that
Uh-huh.
little hidden pocket.
Well, there's an idea. Yeah. So that's what I'm working on right now is gonna get those and then put the waistband on. And
Those are fun. Suzette was looking for a nice shorts pattern. Was that a pattern or?
yes, this is a pattern, and I was really surprised that it fits. Now I have no butt, so if it's a no butt pattern.
No, but fit pattern.
No butt pattern. I mean, it's just like, it's just pretty straight.
So what's the no butt pattern?
McCall.
Okay, so it's McCall's 6930.
Yep. So it does, the waistband will come up like just a little underneath my waist.
That's good.
Wow.
Oh, you talked about this one before.
Yeah, which is where I like it because otherwise I look
Yes.
like armpits. So, yeah,
What did you say? You look like what?
like all I am is armpits. I mean, that's a terrible thing they used to call kids in junior high when they had, if their pants came up too high.
Really?
Hey, armpits.
Oh, that is horrible.
I never heard of that.
Me either.
New one.
Thank goodness I was into hip huggers and nobody used that. I looked normal in hip huggers. I looked like I had my waist was where it was supposed to be, even though it was like 3 inches below where my waist really was. So,
Oh,
thank goodness for hip huggers. I would not have done well otherwise.
Yep.
People would have been calling you names.
Yeah, well, they called me names anyhow, but not that one.
You're not alone.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it goes. So, yep, so that's what I'm working on. It's a denim I got from Nick of Time. It's just one of their bowl denims, and I'm liking it. I'll have to see how I did wash it with the Coke to kind of soften it up a little bit. And I think
I've
it's
never heard of Nick of Time. Is that just another online site?
yes, that's one Dara had turned us on to when we were talking about denim, when we were doing the denim project. I
Okay.
think I have it listed on the map, but I'm not.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Okay, I just
Yep.
don't remember.
Yep, but Nick of Time. Yep.
Nickoftime.net. They're mostly a wholesaler, but they do sell retail, some of the stuff.
Yeah, all the really good sweater knits is wholesale. I was like, oh, that's
like
pretty. And then it's like,
475 yards.
Yeah.
or the total cost is, for one unit is $395. And it's like, wow. And then it's for 40 yards. And I was like, well, there's no fabric I'm going to need 40 yards of in my lifetime that's a sweater knit. So
do they still have like those fabric cooperatives, like groups where people buy like 400 yards and split it up? Is that still a thing? It used to be, it was a long time ago though. There used to have Facebook groups. Like, let's say we were all in it and Casey found that fabric and it's going to cost us $3 a yard and we would just all chip in to get it.
Wow.
yeah, no.
I've never heard of that, but
Then you save. But nobody needs 400 yards. Oh, All right. How about you, Doreen? I know you're sewing.
I am doing a lot of different things. I won't talk much. I did finish the thing for Tuesday, but I'm not going to talk about that because that's Tuesday. But that's what I did spend some time to be doing, the multimedia thing. Right now, I am doing the belt for that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm doing the belt, and then I got a D-ring. So, because I went over to Joann's and found different widths of it or different lengths of it, so that was good. Oh, let's see, what did I do today here? I was listening to some podcasts when I was in here. Because at one time I was all, kind of thinking of having a business. I really haven't thought seriously of it. I've just been, because I'm just sewing along, but the podcast at, this is within the Seamworks website. They had a podcast on, a lady came on and discussed the whole realm of all the stuff dealing with having a business. And it was interesting because she even mentioned when you have a small business, a real small business, when you're just a one person or two person doing it, the business gets lonely. People have to deal with being lonely. That's what she said. And I'm going, oh, okay, that's a part of it. So that's a kind of a tough part of it.
mhm.
I hadn't thought of that, but that's true. So
Do you spend a lot of, when you sew in business for people, you spend a lot of time by yourself sewing, planning your sewing, rushing to do your sewing, trying to make deadlines, losing your mind because you've run out of supplies?
it's all
and
within you. Yeah,
day,
it's all
it's
within you.
all you, and you do not have time to call your friends or your family. It's crazy making.
Is creepy making?
Crazy making.
Making.
Crazy. It can
Oh,
make you.
crazy making.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's one part of me that has said that even though I really don't want to go back to work, that I may go back to work part-time in time to come, in the
Mhm.
time to come, just because it'd be good to be out a bit more, to have something that you don't have to think about. It's not like shopping or something like that. It's actually doing something where you can. So it's definitely a thought that I have thought about.
Mhm.
Another podcast was on, and I don't have any answers for it because she didn't really give any, but what to do with fabric that you have around that you have just a little bit left and you throw it out, or where do you give it? And so that was the whole podcast was about that. And she had some answers that weren't that novel, but what the heck was it? There was one that was giving it to some company because companies can do things with it, like Walmart or some other various companies may end up by doing things with these little bits of, don't know what it is. They didn't give an answer, but it was kind of interesting to go, oh, I mean, I could drop it off at Walmart. So I would just like to know, because I have a bag full of garbage from my garbage in here and another bag that I have out in the garage of more garbage.
You
And
mean but little bits of
little
fabric?
bits. I call it garbage, but it's little bits. And I called to the schools. Oh yeah, well, Casey's not here, but I called to the schools. Maybe they'll take it now.
I hear you. I'm
Oh.
just cutting something out and I can't do that. I'm gonna be in the
Okay.
camera view.
I had called to the schools because of your suggestion of giving it to the schools, which of extra fabric. And of course, this was during COVID time, so it may be different now, but at the time, she said no school will take anything.
Mm.
So, and it could be different now that it's kind of, we're veering out of it.
Yeah.
But that,
So are these larger pieces or are they real small scraps?
Everything, everything.
Because like the scraps, I know some people, if you contact your dog rescue places, some of them will use them to make dog beds for the rescue dogs so that they have something to sleep on or whatever. So that's, for the scraps, if they're fluffy and, little pieces of stuff, some folks use those to make dog beds, but, for the little pieces, anything that's, larger yardage, then I would go back and try the schools and or any local theater groups.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I've got a lady in theater that I know.
The last time I got rid of fabric,
Yeah.
I gave it to the women's prison.
Oh, Kim.
Interesting.
Cool.
They make quilts.
Thank you.
That's
Very
a
good.
wonderful suggestion.
Very good. Very good.
And they may not want all you have, Doreen, but like private preschools would love to have little bits for them to
Oh, private preschools.
And a lot of churches have preschools, so that's a good spot to start. Because the kids glue them and stuff things and do all kinds of fun
And now
things.
that it's getting to be at this point in time in COVID, things may have loosened up in certain areas. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, those are two good
Well, when
ones.
you think about the churches, you need to think about too, the women organizations in the church, they make quilts. So
Yes.
a lot of them
Yes.
they need fabric.
Mhm.
Yeah, my sister's was in one up north. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Okay. Off I go to that. Good. Let's see here. Okay, that I'm going to. The other thing I'm going to mention, and I wasn't okay. Andrea, we were talking about this before. And because I was moving along with it and starting to work on it today, I forget what I was watching or overhearing, but this is a thing where you make, okay, you got 2 yards of fabric.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, because I just got some kind of roping at Joann's that I can use with it.
Oh,
Okay, so if you can see this, yeah. So you get your 2 yards of fabric. Maybe I can shut that. See if this helps. That worse? That's worse. All right, I'll try and explain it. It's easy once you kind of know. So you have 2 yards of fabric. The 2 yards are laid out, 2 yards, and that's the width, and that's all flat laid out. And so what you do is you cut in the middle down here, you cut down into it the 1 yard, and you just loop around like that and cut it out. A lot of the one that I was looking at that she was showing, that the selvage was just gorgeous, and so they use the selvage. But this gets to be where the head is. So that's where the opening is. And so you put that on, and then in the back here, the one I saw had it gathered back here. And I just today put in a couple of buttonholes, just buttonholes, and then I looped through the thing that I just bought, and it looped through fine. And thank goodness the buttonholes can't be seen real well. I'm using this because this is in my stash for like about 1 million years, so I didn't care what happened. So this is my just trial. So I did just the rolled hem on the end, on the edge here. And so then this goes over the head. And then in the back, I'm making with this to go through and hang in the back. So it goes through the two. What it's doing is to gather it in the back so it's not just flat and hanging. It adds some dimension to it. And so in the front here, And the one that she had, it was a gorgeous selvage here. So that reel is really pretty. And this, I think I'm gonna cut it up a little bit because it's just a little bit too long. But this, I did the rolled ham on here too. So I think when it just hangs down like that, and then there's gonna be some cuteness to that back there when I get done with it. I'm bringing this up because my sister just told me about, I didn't even tell her I was doing this. And she just said, oh, I need to tell you about this. I just saw this on someone. And she just said, oh my God, it's just gorgeous. It's so easy. You can just put this on over whatever. And it just added so much. It just was really cool. She just loved it. So it kind of gave me the incentive to finish this and work with this one. And I think just because of me, the way I am, I'm going to cut it up because it just gets to be too long on me. But I'm going to probably even bring it up through here because I just want it a little shorter. So I may have it rolled hem the whole way, who knows? But that's just a thing that I've been working on. And evidently with really cool fabric, this might be really easy to do. And if you got fabric around that you want to get rid of too.
Doreen,
Yeah.
the gathering in the back, is that at the waistline?
Yeah, I'm doing it at the waistline just because it adds some dimension back here, otherwise it
okay.
hangs down. Yep. So at this point, I have just done 2 buttonholes and then I'll pull the thing through it. I did 2 buttonholes, but they were too low.
Yeah,
But I couldn't even find the buttonholes, so thank God they don't show.
good.
But that's just to put the thing through.
So you have 4 in there?
But
You have 4 buttonholes in the
I don't have them yet, but literally
Oh.
when I went, it's the one I had was way too low. And I went, I had to find this thing. I had to really look and remeasure and go, oh, there it is. So I thought, who cares? I don't care because I couldn't find the other 2. So yes, I will have 4 buttonholes.
Oh,
And like
this
I said,
is
you
like
can't do
such
that.
a great thing, Doreen. I need to make an outfit for my son's wedding, and it's in Minnesota in the summertime. So it's either going to be like, 99 degrees or 49 degrees.
You got it. Where's
So
it at?
it'll be in Albert Lee.
Okay.
So I could just do this. I could make like a jumpsuit or a top and a pair of pants, and then I could just do that out of like some chiffon-y something.
Cutesy
And be
fabric.
done. Like that would
It might
be
take
so
you a
much
good,
easier.
it'll take you about an hour.
Oh my gosh, I have to do this. This is the best idea ever.
Well, when I saw it, because it was in a kind of it was in a really cool fabric, really cool. And I just went, oh my gosh, I could just see doing more of these because it's so quick.
Yeah, I saw that show. They were
know,
nice.
And I'm so glad that I'm just playing with it and figuring out what I like
Yeah.
and what I don't like, because like I said, I don't care.
Try it, Dara, try it with your ugly fabric you got that you didn't want and just make sure you like the look.
Well,
Yeah.
but you gotta have 2 yards.
I have a bunch of chiffon stuff that I
Yes.
started this before the pandemic. The wedding was already planned, and then it got postponed indefinitely. So I've been like working on like wrapping this and doing that, like making my own pattern, because I couldn't find a pattern, and then I couldn't. Chiffon is such a pain in the ass to work with.
Yeah.
But when I went and tried some stuff on, that's what looked best on me. But this is like so super simple. It's just gonna like
Yeah.
fit regardless.
And then in the back, I'll have this cording in the back to pull through the 2 holes, and that will just be really cool because you can see it. So that adds a real cool look to it. If you need that, I need it.
Yeah.
So, and what I'm doing right now is, well, the one thing is you may not need 2 yards, because 2
Oh,
yards
I'm short. Yeah.
is kind of long. Yeah, yeah,
I'm like super
yeah,
short.
yeah. But on 2 yards, even for me, I'm just going, this is too long.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but I was so thrilled because I looked, I went, oh, I got this downstairs. And I do have some pretty chiffons and pretty other colors. So yeah, all of an
Can I-
hour.
Can I ask you the roping that you have? What do you do with that after? Do you just tie it underneath or do you tie it around you? Or
Where
what?
did it go? I'm pulling it through and yes, and just pulling it through the 2 holes. On
Mhm.
the outside, they come together and I'll just tie it together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
And you can actually, what I'm thinking about now, you could use something as a stopper if you wanted.
Mm,
You can do anything you want.
You can use like jewelry findings and
Yes.
make it
That's
fancy.
what I was thinking would be
Yes,
gorgeous.
you can just-
Oh,
for the
yeah.
wedding.
Just
Yeah.
go. Just have fun. I mean, anything you want.
Yeah, put some jewels to match your tiara, Dara.
Yep. Okay.
'Cause
Yeah,
she's the
But that's,
mother
that,
of the
yes,
groom.
yeah.
And Dara, can I say, I watched Pamela doing some sewing through Sewing Guild one night, and she said one of the things that she does when she's working with the slippery fabric is to soak it in that Terial Magic.
Yeah,
and
I
let it
bought some of
dry.
that.
Okay.
I
How did it
bought
work
some of
for
that,
you?
but the only nice, there's like a few ways to finish it, to hem it. A rolled hem works on my serger. That looks great. And a nice hand done rolled hem looks great. Which, like when you're talking about yards of chiffon, to get that like layered flowy look, you have to do
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 layers. But this is like the same thing without any of that. No fitting,
Yeah.
no nothing.
And
Yeah,
then the other thought too
And
is
if I gain or lose weight, whatever, it's
no
still
one
gonna
cares.
yeah.
I just thought, and this may not go anywhere, but I just thought you can also, to add a different dimension of color, you could attach 2 of them and
Yep.
attach them through just
Yep.
to add color. If
You can make a parachute.
Yep. You could do it in a solid, you could do it in a pattern. Yep. I'm gonna be able to pack
Where'd
this.
she go? She's flying.
Yep. Thank you, Doreen.
So
You
yes,
just
I
solved a
was
huge
thrilled.
problem for me.
Good. I think the only thing more that I'm going to say right now is I'll give you the up. Well, I can't even talk. The status check or whatever you want to call it. Bring you guys up to date on the downstairs project. So I decided I'm going to put in the morning, because at night it never happens. I never get down there and load more fabric up. But you guys, I appreciate the things to clip on.
The bobby pins.
Yeah, because if I would have kept doing with pins, the pins would have caught onto the other. I just can see it now. They would have caught onto the fabric in front and the back, and they would have caused all kinds of problems. So I'm glad I brought it up, because I got 3 different things. 2 of them I got in the mail a couple nights ago, and then I ordered the big bobby pins, the big long ones. I could order that online, and they were just what you said. I didn't have to go anywhere. They were just online, and so I'll get those whenever they come. But I mean, the whole frickin' downstairs basement is just with fabric.
Yeah.
And my husband doesn't really like that.
Picture. Take a picture and sneak it on the Facebook. I love fabric explosions.
Okay.
Do
You
it.
have to take a picture for when we do the sewing room tour. That's your before. You have to show it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need it before. Aw, Suzette, sweet pup. Okay, we're going way long, but we still got to see what Cheryl is up to and what Usha's up to. Then did we get to speak to everyone? Yeah? What you
I'm
got?
sorry I went too long, guys. Sorry.
No, you didn't go too long. We just had weird conversations tonight.
Yeah, clapping word, would you?
How about you, Cheryl? What did you work on this week?
Well, I did the pot holder like you did.
Oh, good for you. Pretty
Yeah.
fabric too. Did you test it? Does the ice cream fit?
No, but
Look, you can fit your gallon, your 5 or whatever
Yeah.
gallon of ice cream in there.
or if it's too sunny out,
That looks good. on
that.
you, Cheryl.
no.
I like that.
And it was very easy. You're a good teacher.
Aw,
And,
thank
yeah.
you, Cheryl.
Yeah, yeah. And that lady Tina that does the quilting, she had that pretty shirt on. Well,
Yeah.
she told us about a pattern, and the pattern is not like her shirt. I just love the shirt, but the pattern is cute. I'm going to make it. I found it on eBay, and with the shipping, it was half the cost it would be at the store. This pattern, if anyone
Oh, you
remembers.
already received it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Cute, cute. I like the one all the way on that. Well, it's on my right. I don't know what it is for you.
This-
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's the one I want to make. And then I did some more handwork on my quilt block. One of my quilt blocks. 1 minute.
Oh, see, Cheryl would love your bit storing.
So
Work them into one of these.
I made a button bouquet. And then here's a half a dozen eggs besides the chicken coop.
Oh, wait, let me see the eggs.
Can you see them?
Yeah.
A little
Uh,
charm.
Are they compostable?
What are the eggs? I don't get it.
The eggs are inside of an egg basket. Where is it? I can't see myself. You have to see it in person, I think.
Yeah, you
are
have to hold
slightly
it.
nuts, lady.
Hold it really still.
Oh my God, Cheryl.
Hey, I have a good time.
How much time
Oh,
it took
it's
for you
called
for that
crazy
block?
quilting, so
You fit right in, hun.
absolutely.
I
Cheryl,
love
how much time it took for you to make, to embellish that one block?
There's not a lot of embellishment on it. Usually I do a lot of handwork. I'll make trees with embroidery floss and stuff like that. So this only took me 2 hours while I went to the Schmetz needle thing that my local sewing guild held the other night. I just sat there and worked on it.
You went in person?
No, it was a
Oh.
Zoom meeting. Yeah. But I
Okay.
did a lot of it's hard to see this stuff on Zoom, but I did a lot of the decorative stitches on the machine, whereas
Yeah.
normally I would do all that by hand, but I'm having problems with my hands, so I use my machine.
Good thing you have it.
Yeah.
That's
And
really
did you see
good.
these crazy chickens? I love the way they look.
You just have to hold them real still so we can focus our eyes. Oh, they're darling too.
We can see the chickens and they are cute.
Yeah, they're crazy looking.
Crazy chickens to go with her crazy quilt.
Yeah,
With the crazy
woman.
owner.
And that's about it. I'll probably work on another quilt block. We were taking the fairy dust out of the screen house today. We unwrapped it and we're working in there to get it all cleaned up so I can sew outside.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Get out there and sew in the sunshine. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
How about
When-
you? Do you still have
When-
your
yeah,
son?
when you mean sewing, okay, I'll talk to you Monday about it.
Sorry,
Cheryl.
Jordan. Do you,
That's
you still have your son with you?
Yeah.
Are you going anywhere fun
Oh,
this
good.
No, I'm on call, so we are just mostly going for walks. And he's so tired anyway from his job, so he just
He
wanted
just
to
wants to
relax.
Is
Yeah.
this son that lives near me?
No,
No.
he's still near you.
Ah,
He didn't come here, but he postponed.
okay.
He postponed his trip, but instead of going this coming Monday, he's going to stay another week.
Oh, good.
oh, how nice.
Yeah,
That's
Yay
great.
for you.
so
Then
I'll
he'll-
have him.
he can catch my next tutorial.
Uh-huh, yeah. Yes, he is the one mostly like, among everybody in my family. He is the one little bit interested in my work, and he always gives me, which I can use every day in my showing, like, some cutting table or a scissors or something, like he thinks about it.
That's
What
nice.
does he
And
do? What does he do, Usha? What does he do?
he is a marine engineer by education, but
Okay.
he works in a company where they are testing the vessels which they use it for preparing the vaccination, like for any vaccination, not just for COVID.
Okay.
But because
Yeah.
of the COVID, there were a lot more demand of those vessels, so they had to, validate so many for their processing. So that's why he was like not having any break from past 1.5 year. So this evening there is just some concert in the park. Like I asked him, like, are you interested to go? Then he said, no, I just wanted to be away from the people and no sounds at all. And I said, yeah, that works for me because
Yeah.
I am also homebound and I'm on call, so no problem. So normally, like we go for shopping together or movies together, he plans and I go all the time. But this time we both were like walking, cooking, eating, cleaning,
Nice.
Good.
and pampering these two cats a lot, feeding them so much of snacks.
Sounds wonderful.
I agree.
Yeah. So not much of a sewing because I think I'm so leisurely living, and now even this little bit cooking making me tired.
Ah. Mm.
Yeah, but
And-
you've had a really good time with your son, the way it sounds.
Yeah.
That's
We
nice.
both are going both morning and evening for small walks because I can't go for a longer way away from the house more than 15 minutes. So we just go for a walk and then come back, go walk and come back.
Go a
Mm.
different direction.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
that's
Mhm.
all I'm doing.
Cool.
I
Yeah,
Cool.
he still didn't finish my desk, so I'm waiting for him to fix my computer desk.
Oh,
which-
this is the one that stands up.
Yep. So I'm still waiting.
Well, he has a whole nother week, but that'll be so nice for you. You'll really like having that.
Yeah, mostly I'm giving him time all this week to relax. So maybe this weekend I'll be like, no, you have to do it because all my things were scattered and I relocated my computer desk. So
Oh,
yeah, I need my space organized
If
the way
you
I can
sit
work.
down and start trying to put it together, he'll come right over and finish.
guilt?
That's a good idea.
No, it's kind of like they're just bossy and they just think they know better than you do.
That works every time.
It works every time.
Today morning, like, I was telling him, like, I need help to cut the chicken. Then he was like, just leave it at the counter. I will go and do it in my way. Said, no, you have to do it a 1-inch cube or something. Mom, I do cook, so you don't need to tell me.
Okay, let's close with Cheryl's puppet show.
I'm trying to straighten her out. This is Edith Ann.
Weirder.
Edith Ann.
Oh, that is so cool.
My daughter got her. She got her from. Oh my God, her name left me. Who's the
back.
actress?
I don't
Who's
know.
the actress that does Edith Ann?
Oh, I can picture her.
Lily Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin, yeah. So she came to give a talk where my daughter works. And my daughter went up to her and said, my mother played you at a 5-year-old's birthday party years ago. And that made her crazy laughing. And so I got this doll from Lily.
Aw, how nice.
She even has a little backpack, her
Yeah,
little boots on.
What's this
And it
shirt
said,
say?
one day the future will be run by kids like me. Deal with it.
I like really fun.
I
Oh,
love
Love
it.
Lily
cute.
Tomlin.
Yep.
Cute. Truly
Did
is.
you ever see her play the lady from she's from somewhere out in space?
Uh-uh.
Oh, she's funny.
Can I Google it? Will I see it if I Google it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's a play that she did.
Oh,
A
I'll have to
one
see if I
person
can
play.
find anything. Okay, everyone, you have a normal weekend.
Oh,
No.
hell no.
No chickens.
And I'll see some of
everyone.
you on Monday. Thank you for the laughs.